like DC motor and then AC servo motor, DC tacho generator. This is AC servo motor and DC generator also separately excited. So we have done the modeling of these systems, and we know the importance of modeling now, that without modeling we cannot proceed towards the analysis and design. So the model of the system should be available with us. So once getting the model of the system basically means that getting the model of the individual components connected in the block diagram. So some of the important and common components are tacho generator, which is used in the feedback path, which is just a type of transducer which converts one form of energy into another form. Here it is converting speed into corresponding voltage. So this is a kind of transducer used in the feedback path. Then DC and AC servo motors, they are used as, sometimes they are used as actuators, some other time they can be used as the plant also. So that's why we have done these the modeling of these, some of the important components. Then next is error detector. Error detector, error detectors are always used in the control system because the error is to be detected between the desired output, which is the reference input, and the actual output. So error detectors are the summing point. They are represented by a summer, the summing point. So there are two types of error detectors. One is single phase and another is three phase. So error detectors are used to measure the error signal in control systems. So the error is the difference, between the actual magnitude of the output and the magnitude of the desired sorry, output. The magnitude of the desired output is constant and is known as reference and is also known as input. So error is calculated between the desired output and actual output. Desired output is also known as reference input. And actual output. So the error is the difference between the two. Any deviation from the desired output, that is, any deviation from the reference input, results in the error signal. So in a way, we can say, as I told you, in a way, error detector perform the function of a transducer to convert. Sometimes they also perform the function of a transducer, that is to convert error signal obtained in one form to another form, which is needed for the control action. For example, in the control for the position of a shaft, the error is the angular difference in the position of the input shaft and the output shaft, and is expressed in either radians or degrees. And a potentiometer error detector measures this error and converts the same into proportional voltage. Let us see single phase. Three phase we will not be doing because generally we are concerned with single phase error detectors. Three phase, if during the last phase of the semester, if the labs are allowed, then you will be doing three phase error detectors. You will be performing experiment on three phase. This ये experimental point of view से आप करेंगे lab में, if the lab is there. Single phase are generally used in all our systems which we will be using. So this we will be doing theoretically also, because in any case we should know the model of the system. So single phase one is potentiometric error detector. Potentiometric, potentiometer or metric error detector. So potentiometer error, detector, this potentiometric error detector consists of two identical potentiometers. They are electrically connected in parallel and supplied by a voltage source. So let us draw the diagram of this, the schematic. This is the output. The voltage is the output. So, potentiometer error detector consists of two same types of potentiometers. ये है दो same type of potentiometers which are electrically connected in parallel. ये देखिए parallel में connected है and supplied by a voltage source of E volts. नहीं, sorry, supplied by this voltage source. ठीक है? And this is the schematic. Then we can draw the circuit diagram of this potentiometric error detector. So let us draw the circuit diagram of this. So this is the circuit diagram of the potentiometric error detector. So input shaft is coupled to the potentiometer marked A, and this is input shaft. This one is input shaft and this one is output shaft. Actually, this is the circuit diagram. So if you see this, so these are connected. So this is connected to the input shaft, and this is connected to the output shaft. Like in the case of motor and load. So you have a motor and the load. So this is connected to the load. तो इसमें I will draw a circuit later, a position control system where okay, I'll draw in a different way, uh, like this. Suppose there are two potentiometers, input and output. इसको ऐसे भी बना सकते हैं हम. And then this is connected to DC motor. ये एक DC amplifier and then motor connected to motor, and then motor is connected to load. तो लोड में यहाँ पर जो ये एक shaft से connected है, यहाँ पे लोड है. So this is input shaft, this is input, and this is called output shaft. इस तरीके से we'll discuss this circuit again. So this is actually a servo mechanism. So input shaft is coupled to the potentiometer marked A here, and output shaft is and it is held constant at a desired angular position, say theta r. And output shaft is coupled to the potentiometer marked B, and position is indicated by theta naught. And the potential difference between the variable points of potentiometer A and B is proportional to the angular velocity theta r minus theta naught. इसीलिए error will be given by error is proportional to theta r minus theta naught, or we can say E is equal to Ke theta r minus theta naught, where Ke is known as the gain of the error detector. Gain of the error detector, and is expressed like E is equal to Ke theta E. So theta E is theta r minus theta naught, and Laplace transform of this is, because we have to finally derive the model, so we have to convert the differential equation or whatever equation into the algebraic equation. So we will convert this equation. We get Es is equal to Ke theta r s minus theta naught s, and this is equal to Ke theta es. And block diagram is like this is the block diagram, and see, this is theta r s, and this is coming from the output theta naught s. Both are getting subtracted here to get theta es, and we get es, the error signal. So this is the transfer function, and the transfer function is es over theta es is equal to ke. This is the block diagram. Oh, sorry, transfer function. Similarly, for three phase, there is a synchro error detector which you will do in the lab. Synchros, उसको कहते हैं synchros, जो थ्री फेज के लिए होता है. ये हम अभी नहीं करेंगे. Next is error detector हो गया. Then we have important component is gear train. So this is a gear train where this is actually there are two gears. This N1 is called the primary gear and N2 is called as the secondary gear. And this here the applied torque is the input torque. जैसे कि मोटर और लोड है सपोज, तो मोटर इज कनेक्टेड टू द इनपुट टॉर्क, द इनपुट shaft is connected to the motor and the output shaft is connected to the load. So in between motor and load, how are they connected? They are connected through gear. So there is a primary gear which is connected to the motor shaft and the secondary gear which is connected to the load shaft. So this torque is called as the input torque and this torque is called as the load torque. So these are the two shafts, the input shaft and the output shaft. And these are the teeths on the primary gear. These are the teeth on the second, teeth on the primary gear, teeth on the secondary gear. So N1 is the number of teeth. N1 is the number of teeth on the primary gear, and N2 is the number of teeth of on secondary gear. So these are the two gear. This is gear train. So what we do here is we find out the relation between T, the angular displacement theta, and the n of the gear train. T theta n. So relation between the torque, angular displacement, and n of the gear train. So so there are three assumptions. One is, first assumption is number of teeth on the surface of the gear. I will not write in writing, rather than I will write the equation directly and will speak the sentence. Number of teeth on the surface of gear is proportional to the radius of the gear. So number of teeth on the surface of the gear is proportional to radius of the gear, where R1 and R2 are the, R1 is the radius of gear uh, first gear, and R2 is the radius of second gear. So we have number of teeth on the surface of the gear is proportional to the radius of the gear. This is first assumption. Second assumption is traveled along the surface of each gear is same. So theta 1 R1 is equal to theta 2 R2. The linear distance traveled along the surface of each gear is same. Theta 1 R1 is equal to theta 2 R2. And third, work done by one gear is equal to that of the other. Work done by the primary gear is equal to the work done by the secondary gear. Both are same. So T1 theta 1 is equal to T2 theta 2. Tm यहाँ T1 है, TL is T2. So these are the two torques. So these are the three assumptions. Number of teeth on the surface of the gear is proportional to the radius of the gear. The linear distance traveled along the surface of each gear is same. Theta 1 R1 is equal to theta 2 R2. And third is work done by one gear is equal to that of the other. So T1 theta 1 is equal to T2 theta 2. So, and you know that, and then we can say that for ideal conditions, we have T1 by T2 is equal to theta 2 by theta 1 is equal to N1 by N2. ये ट्रांसफॉर्मर में भी ऐसे ही होता है ना. दिस इज लाइक ट्रांसफॉर्मर. ट्रांसफॉर्मर का भी इसी तरीके का होता है ना. V2 by V1 is equal to N2 by N1 is equal to I1 by I2. So from these three idealization or three assumptions, we have this for ideal conditions T1 by T2 is equal to theta 2 by theta 1 is equal to N1 by N2. In practice, what happens is, in practice, all the gear trains have some amount of backlash between the coupled gear teeth, and when two gear teeth are in contact, then there will be friction. What happens is all gear trains have some amount of backlash. Backlash is like जो N1 का जो भी टीथ है, टूथ है, और N2 का जो टूथ है, मतलब जो जहां पर एक्चुअली होना चाहिए उससे थोड़ा पीछे की तरफ जाता है, मतलब कि दोनों का जो देयर इज अ फ्रिक्शन एक्चुअली. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट फ्रिक्शन, when the two teeth are in contact, then there will be a friction. So they have got some amount of backlash. ये backlash एक टाइप ऑफ एक टाइप की नॉन लिनियरिटी होती है जो कि सिस्टम में रहती है. So keeping the backlash small will inevitably increase friction. अगर backlash small रहेगा तो जो friction है that would increase. So all gear trains, so basically this all gear trains, they have got backlash, and keeping the backlash small will inevitably increase friction and wear out the gear teeth quickly. And excessive amount of backlash is known to have the adverse effect on the stability. Stability issue आता है जो कि हम बाद में discuss करेंगे. What is stability? आगे subsequent after modeling we'll be doing stability only. So now here the objective is to get the model of the system. So once the linear relation between the gear train variables are defined, the equation of mechanical system with the gear train can be written as before. मतलब एक हम लिखते हैं इक्वेशन ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रिकल सर्किट. तो एक तो हमने लिख लिया जो प्रिंसिपल जिसपे कि गियर वर्क कर रहे हैं. सो ये वी हैव written these principles and we have got this equation. Another is torque equation, which is due to the mechanical. circuit. So torque for the secondary side of the gear train is given by T2, which is equal to J2 d2 theta 2 by dt square plus d2 d theta 2 by dt. Where what is T2? T2 is the torque developed by the secondary gear. T2 is the torque developed by the secondary gear and inertia of gear and shafts are negligible. लेकिन ये है inertia, ये है moment of inertia of the load. लोड के अंदर में अगर देखिए यहाँ पे इस शाफ्ट के साथ कुछ लोड कनेक्टेड होगा और उस लोड में ये जो शाफ्ट है इसमें गियर है, टीथ है सॉरी, तो इसमें कुछ मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया होगा और कुछ विस्कस फ्रिक्शन डैम्पिंग कोफिशिएंट भी है क्योंकि डैम्पर लगे होंगे लोड के साथ. तो ये J2 D2 हमने माना कि टॉर्क डेवलप्ड बाय द सेकेंडरी गियर है, सॉरी मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया ऑफ द सेकेंडरी गियर है एंड D2 इज द डैम्पिंग फैक्टर डैम्पिंग कोफिशिएंट. So we get combine कर लिया हमने दोनों equations को, we get T1 upon N1 upon N2 is equal to J2 N1 by N2 into D2 theta 1 by dt square plus D2 N1 by N2 into d theta 1 by dt, or we get T1 is equal to J2 N1 by N2 square d2 theta 1 by dt square plus d2 n1 by n2 into d theta 1 by dt. Please check whether the equations are right or correct or not. n1 by n2 square नहीं आएगा यहाँ पे, यहाँ पे, यहाँ पे. So this is 1. So this indicates that the original system can be represented by the equivalent system, and equivalent system is like suppose ये एक JL है, ये प्राइमरी गियर है और ये एक सेकेंडरी गियर है. यहाँ पे ये T1 थीटा 1 T2 थीटा 2, तो हम इसको जो है इक्विवेलेंट सिस्टम में लेके इसको भी हम थीटा 1 कर देंगे. कैसे करेंगे देखिए, T1 is J2 dash upon into D2 theta 1 by dt square plus D2 dash d theta 1 by dt, where what is J2 dash? J2 dash is J1, which is equal to J2 N1 by N2 square, and D1 is D2 dash, which is equal to D2 N1 by N2 square. So this J2 dash and D2 dash are called as the equivalent moment of inertia refer to the primary shaft. Equivalent moment of inertia and equivalent viscous friction damping coefficient refer to the primary shaft. मतलब हमने इसको यहाँ पे रेफर कर लिया. So basically जो कि एक सिस्टम है जिसके अंदर मोटर भी है एंड लोड भी है, अब बीच में गियर है, मोटर एंड लोड, and बीच में gear is there. So because of this gear, gear is acting like a transformer and it is converting all the parameters of the load towards the motor side, so that we have only one circuit uh, for the modeling purpose or for the analysis purpose. तो इसलिए हम इसमें what we are doing is we are basically referring the parameters of the load towards the motor side. So basically referring the parameters of the secondary towards the primary side, so that we have one complete circuit to play around and we can analyze this circuit, and this is not there. तो इस चीज को ये यहाँ पे यूज होता है, इसलिए दैट इज व्हाई वी आर डूइंग द equivalent. We are basically shifting the secondary side towards the primary, as you must have done in your equivalent circuits when you have derived the equivalent circuits of transformer. There also you must have done this. So basically we are calculating, or we are finding the equivalent moment of inertia and equivalent friction referred to the primary shaft. तो अब हमारे पास वी हैव टू वर्क इन ओनली वन शाफ्ट. एक शाफ्ट है और मोटर के साथ जो भी सर्किट कनेक्टेड है, उन सर्किट के कंपोनेंट्स में वी नो द ट्रांसफर फंक्शन ऑफ ऑल द कंपोनेंट्स, एंड देन वी कैन डिराइव द ट्रांसफर फंक्शन ऑफ कंप्लीट सिस्टम. So this way we can have the model of this gear. Let us solve a problem and see how. Uh, so there is a circuit given. So this is a figure which shows a position control system for controlling the position of shaft. The potential, you can write down the problem. Write down the problem. This figure shows a position control system for controlling the position of a shaft. The potentiometer error detector, which is this, the potentiometer error detector measures the potentiometer error detector measures the deviation of the output shaft with reference to uh, the potentiometer error detector measures the deviation of the output shaft with respect to the reference position theta r, theta I, theta input or theta r ले लेते हैं. So theta r. The error is amplified by means of an amplifier whose error detector constant, this amplification constant is Ka. So this is an amplifier. The error is amplified by means of an amplifier, the output of which is fed to an armature controlled DC motor. This is an armature control motor, so field current is constant. The motor shaft is coupled to a load shaft through a gear, and the system parameters are given. So these are the system parameters. KE. KE is the error detector gain, which is 2 volt per radian. Then Ka is the amplifier gain, which is 10 volt per volt. Then Ra is given, the resistance of the armature circuit is 0.2 ohm. La is the inductance, which is negligible here. Then motor torque constant Kt. Motor torque constant is 10 into 10 raised power minus 5 Newton meter per ampere. Motor back EMF constant Kb, because this is armature control motor, so back EMF is there. Motor back EMF constant is 10 into 10 raised power minus 5 volts per radian per second. Then equivalent moment of inertia refer to the motor shaft. Equivalent moment of inertia equivalent moment of inertia नहीं है. Jm is given as 10 into 10 raised power minus 5 kg meter square. Then dm मूवमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया, ये लोड के पैरामीटर्स नहीं है, ये मोटर के पैरामीटर्स हैं। ये है मोटर के पैरामीटर्स। एंड सिमिलरली लोड के पैरामीटर्स आर 5 into 10 raised power minus 5 and equivalent viscous friction damping coefficient is 5 into 10 raised power minus 5. Now, the problem, write down the problem, draw the block diagram, draw the block diagram and determine the overall transfer function. Draw the block diagram and determine the overall transfer function relating theta, this output and input position. अब बताइए इसका ब्लॉक डायग्राम कैसे बनेगा, देखिए. So now see the schematic, and accordingly now we know that there is a error detector which is to be connected, और इस error detector में input is theta rs and output is theta cs. थीटा c लिया था ना हमने यहाँ पे, ये थीटा c. इनके बीच में है मोटर, आर्मेचर कंट्रोल्ड एम्पलीफायर. सबसे पहले आएगा एरर डिटेक्टर गेन विच इज के ई. नेक्स्ट इज amplifier which is Ka. Next is the block diagram of armature controlled DC motor. You can refer your notes and can see what I am writing. You can verify. So this is the block diagram, where this is the block diagram of armature controlled DC motor. You can refer. This is amplifier. This is error detector gain. This is gear N1 by N2. और जो हमारा लोड है, जो लोड है उसको हमने प्राइमरी पे शिफ्ट कर दिया है, लोड के पैरामीटर्स को. तो लोड का दो पैरामीटर्स है जे. व्हाट इज जे इक्विवेलेंट? जे इक्विवेलेंट विल बी व्हाट? नाउ सी द गियर ट्रेन का देखिए, व्हाट इज जे इक्विवेलेंट? जे इक्विवेलेंट इज जे एम प्लस जे एल डैश. एंड व्हाट इज जे एल डैश? सो जे एल डैश इज, जेएम तो जेएम ही रहेगा क्योंकि वो तो मोटर साइड, अब हम मोटर साइड पे शिफ्ट कर रहे हैं पैरामीटर्स को. तो विल हैव जेएम टू जेएल times n1 by n2 square. And similarly we'll write D equivalent is equal to dm plus dl n1 by n2 square. अब n1 by n2 5 by 50 है यहाँ पे, n2 is 50. So we can find the equivalent parameters. जैसे JM दिया हुआ है, ये सब you can substitute the values here, JM, JL, DM, DL, and can find out the equivalent, J equivalent and D equivalent. So once you have this, and the other parameters are also known to you, they are given in the problem. जैसे KE2 है, KA10 है, यहाँ पर भी ये values दी हुई हैं सारी. So you can find out the overall transfer function. तो ओवरऑल ट्रांसफर फंक्शन आप निकाल सकते हैं, विच इज थीटा सी एस ओवर थीटा आर एस. दिस इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव. ये दिस यू कैन फाइंड. Once you have the correct block diagram, you can always find the transfer function, which will be something upon कुछ s square के terms आएंगे, s square plus something ss. So this is the answer. तो आप ये इसको please complete this problem. Once the problem is clear, then you complete this problem. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So this completes the modeling part. We'll start with time response next time, and we'll see if we can solve 2 or 3 problems uh, in the class. एक तो यही प्रॉब्लम है, इस टाइप की प्रॉब्लम है, और भी 1-2 प्रॉब्लम देख लूंगा, अदरवाइज लैब क्लास में कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स ले लेंगे.